So it's an incredible story. It's about a businessman called Jeremy Southgate in Hull. He was running cannabis farms out of 19 houses. The cover for the whole operation was a fake estate agents in Newland Avenue, which is a real student area of the city. There were lots of flats and houses for sale, but it turns out that not a single one of them was genuine. They were basically pictures cut from magazines or stock images of homes. The doors were never open. So Southgate was so brazen that he created ghost tenants to cover the council tax bills. It wasn't enough for him to take the money from the drugs that he was producing, which amounted, police believe, to about £11.4 million a year. He faked ID to create tenants and claimed council tax for that. During the pandemic, he claimed £100,000 in COVID loans for his letting business, which included Anderson Estates, the fake letting agency. And he also would claim government grants for homes that had low energy ratings so that they could be insulated better. This meant the drugs obviously the cannabis plants need a lot of heat, so the government was in part paying for his venture. He was siphoning electricity from all of his poor neighbours who had no idea what was going on in the houses. In fact, he was so cheeky that at one point he sent round workmen to drill into the outside road and divert the electricity supply so that he didn't have to pick up any of the bill. And then he sent them back again to tarmac the road. Southgate was using cannabis, what the police refer to as gardeners, men growing the cannabis and staying in the houses and looking after the drugs for Southgate. They were all Albanians who would come into Britain on the back of trucks. But when the police questioned them, they were happy to admit that.
But they then tried to claim that they were the victims of people trafficking.
But DC Karen Smith, who led the operation, was able to prove that they weren't, because they were out in Hull Marina drinking Hennessy. They were using the services of local prostitutes. One of them had even gone on holiday to Milan. Southgate owned a boat which he called Billy Blue, which was moored on Hull's marina. Really pretty marina, kind of lots of restaurants, really kind of bijou area of Hull. They raided the boat, they found over £50,000 in cash. They also raided a house where he lived with a partner and found over £324,000 in banknotes hidden under the bed. The detectives who questioned him when they finally caught up with him were able to arrest him. Said he was really arrogant. They say he's greedy. Every time they tried to ask him a question, he would go off on a tangent to try and evade, answering anything. He was just basically a really, really arrogant, brazen criminal. And the fact that the police have been able to catch up with him shows drug dealers and manufacturers that detectives aren't actually that far behind them nowadays.